don't know who's here yet. Let me see if I can get it up on my computer tonight. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I know I'm probably right in your face and I am so sorry. It's supposed to refresh. Hi, Tony. I have your wine chilling. I'm going to need it after this. I am so looking forward to it. All right. I can't get it to come up. What is with this? All right, it says I'm live. Let me try going the other way. It just drives me crazy trying to get into some of these things. Let me see. What will this take me to? See if this will get me into the groups. Pages, groups. Let's see. All right, there's the group. Let's see. Are you ready to make a box? I'm going to make a different one tonight to show you what it would look like with a different paper. Oh, come on. I'm having a heck of a time here. That's pages. Where's the one that says groups? Nope, that's pages. Oh my gosh, I am just... I'm having all kinds of trouble. All right, that's pages. I want the one that says groups. Okay. Well, now this is such fun. I can't find the group. Pages, groups. See more. See if that's it. Do you have your paper? You ready to do this with me? Of course, we'll do the flippy thing so that it's right side up and everything else. And of course, now nothing is coming up. Oh, come on. Let me go back to the Facebook app. Here it is, but why won't the... Favorites, leave the group, cancel. Supposedly all I have to do oh, darn it. Not there. Let me see if I go more. What comes up? Nope, not that. All right, not in the app. Last week I found out what the problem was. I needed to update my Facebook app, and that's why it wouldn't work. Oh, there it is. All right, it says watch in the app. I got it, yay! Now if I can just see if I see any comments. I think I do if I move it up a little. Oh, I'm glad you have it. We're gonna have some fun. You're gonna need a scoring tool, so a trimmer with a score in it, because you have to do some scoring. So if you don't have that, run get it real quick so that you can score with me. Okay. I'm seeing the live video, but the comments aren't working. I still can't get those comments to come out right. Oh, well. Oh, you have the trimmer and the score? Well, if your paper's cut, you don't have to trim anything else. You just need to be able to score. So that's good. Did you have a good afternoon? You picked up your dad. Was he okay, or was he upset because it was a little late? Or doesn't he know what time it is and just doesn't care? I would like to be in that position at times. So... all right, well, I'm not seeing comments. I got them. All right, now I have to turn my volume down. He was playing Wii, huh? I've never played that. I don't know if I could. It's kind of looks a little intimidating to me, but I could be wrong. It could be very easy. I'd love to do the race car one, but I'd probably crash every time you turned around because I understand that it's rather interesting. Hi, Jenny. So glad you made it. Are you going to be playing with us or just watching this evening? I looked online today, and my pre-order will be here next Wednesday. I didn't do a rush, you know, an expedite. I didn't expedite the order I usually do 2-day shipping, so I get it right away. I didn't order a whole lot. With moving, I don't want to have a lot to move. So I just did a few things. I know I ordered the background check pattern. What else did I order? From the catalog. I don't know if I ordered too much more out of the holiday catalog. With moving, I don't know when my classes will get started back up again. I have to start marketing all over again and getting my name out there. So we'll see. If it gets to the point where I need to order some things, I can always order and have it shipped to the new place if I get to move. Septic is still not straight. The guy won't give me the letter. He'll put in a whole new system for me. I'm not going to do that. Not going to do it. So we'll see what happens. But I have another guy coming tomorrow. I hope he can repair or replace. Hi, Nancy. So I think this guy will fix it. It's just a matter of whether he can repair it or replace it. And of course, when I contacted my agent, he contacted the inspector, and the inspector said, sure, it can be parged, which I didn't know what that was. It's just a matter of laying concrete over top. He says, yeah, you can parge it. He says, but the tank's going to need to be pumped again. And I thought, this guy that I'm getting does that. I am not paying him after he's messed me up to pump that tank again. So I'll just let the guy come in tomorrow. Hope he comes tomorrow. He said tomorrow, Monday, but I think he'll come tomorrow, and hopefully he'll give me a good answer and I can get it straight and be done with everything. So, did everybody have a great week? It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so it'll be a great day to do some crafting inside. You can whip out these boxes tomorrow if you want. It'll be so easy. It's not hard at all. It holds... I think I got 6 cards and 6 envelopes, but there's a couple of tricks I want to show you when we get started, before we get started with the envelopes and the cards. You can't usually you put the envelope and the card together. With the vellum, it doesn't work that way. You have to put the envelopes on the bottom and the cards on the top so that the vellum sits down in there. Oh yeah, I agree, Nancy. Always a great day to craft. I haven't been able to craft the last couple of days. I've been running around doing other things. So hopefully after my workshop tomorrow, we'll be able to craft some and pack some. My daughter came, got the last of her stuff, and I found out I have a whole bin upstairs to send to my daughter in California. Excuse me. Don't you just love it when kids come back home, leave their stuff, move on, and you're stuck with it, and then they want it, so you got to ship it to them? Love kids. Love them. Not going to happen again. Hey, Pam. Yeah, I'm glad you finally found us. We're getting quite a few in here tonight. Is everybody going to play along? You got your paper and everything else so you can learn to make this box. I've got some hints for you that'll help. And it'll be so much fun to make a box to put your cards in. Yeah, kid. Jenny, when they're young, it's not a problem. It's when they get older and they're out on their own. Excuse me. And then they come back home because they're in between jobs or whatever. And then they leave again, but they don't take all their stuff to with them. Hi, Sharon. Boy, people are coming in here. I'll wait a few more minutes and see if others come in. I hope you have stuff ready to play. I will tell you, I am going, I'm going to use my scoring tool, but if you have a trimmer with a scorer on it, that works just as well. I just like my scoring tool because I use it all the time and I'm used to it. So that should, you know, that's the reason why I'm going to use the scoring tool. I lost my scorer that goes with it, so I'm using another stylus from something else. I don't know if the new scorer will fit. There's a slot in mine. Yeah, there's a slot in the scoreboard. And I would like to order the new scoring tool if it fits in that slot. If it doesn't fit in it, I don't want it. I'll keep the one I have. So I just have to check with... Oh, Jenny, I'm so glad you're playing hooky. We love playing hooky. I do that every once in a while. I just turn off everything, go into my craft room. I will warn you, I may get a phone call in the middle of this. I will not take it. I called my financial guy to talk about the septic, and I went to his voicemail, so I don't know when he's gonna call me, but if he calls during this, I'll call him later. He's in Annapolis looking at a boat from Florida, drove from Florida to Annapolis to look at a boat. I'm going, you live in Florida, don't they have one? 80 cards by next Thursday, Jenny. Oh my goodness. Are you selling cards, or do they have, or is it for an order? I hope they're all the same card, because oh my gosh, if it's not, that would be hard. Well, maybe you'll get some inspiration after this and go down in your craft room or whatever and whip them out. Okay, let's see. I think everybody is here that's going to come in. So I'm going to flip this around and twist it so it's not upside down. So give me a minute. And of course I'm getting that goofy message about you can't twist. Okay, it didn't. No, it's still not right. Oh, it's the light that's on. Go off, light. Ah, I got it. There we go. All right. No, I still don't have it. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna get this yet. Okay. All right, I got it now. It'll just take a few minutes for the 35 of one card and 45 another. Oh, okay. Well, at least it's not 80 individual cards. That would be crazy. Now, Hopefully this is right side up. I think it is because my punches are up here, my ribbon is here, and it's on the same side. So hopefully this is straight. Okay, here's the one that I did earlier that I posted. And this is the belly band. Now I will tell you my ribbon is a little loose. So when I do mine tonight, I'm going to show you a couple of hints to get it tighter. And this is what I'm talking about. If you don't have cards in it, this will not sit down in there. It'll fall down further. The other thing is, don't try to put this in. When I first tried to put mine in, and I just grabbed cards, ladies. These are not the cards that go in here. I had them stacked this way with envelope and card like this, alternated. This will go around the card, but not around the envelope, see? And because of it, I crimped my vellum. So when you do this, envelopes on the bottom. So stick all your envelopes down here. Then put your cards on top. Then put your vellum in, because then it fits down nicely. And mine is now bent, so I have to be careful. And if it doesn't go down, pull your sides open and adjust it rather than mess it up. But the belly band has to be loose enough to be able to go on. And it does there. It goes on easier. I think you have to there's a trick to putting them on, but see how loose mine is? And it needs to be tighter. All right, are you ready to get started? I'm going to pull in my scoreboard. All right, and the first thing we need is our cardstock. And your cardstock is 7.5 by 8 3/4. All right, to make your box, it doesn't matter which side goes up there, but you're going to score on all 4 sides at 1.5. So you're going to go to 1.5 and score it. Thanks, Nancy. Yes, it is. I love this. Then you're going to rotate your card, score it at 1.5 again, rotate your card again, score it at 1.5, and rotate it the final time and score it at 1.5. So you should have all 4 cards scored. Or all 4 sides scored. I'll give you guys a few minutes. When you're done, you get 4 squares at each corner, rectangles here, and then the main piece inside. Okay? So that's how you score the box. All right. This does not want to sit flat because of the mat underneath. All right. The next thing you need is your vellum. And your vellum, and you need heavyweight vellum. Stampin' Up! Sells it, but if you have heavyweight, it'll work. The flimsy stuff doesn't look as nice. Your vellum is 6 3/8 by 7.5. All right. When you score this, you want to use on the vellum, you want to use the bigger ball, not the smaller one. This one is used for cardstock. This one is used for your DSP and your vellum. This one will rip your paper and cards vellum because it's just too tiny. So use that large end, put it in the corner, and on the vellum, you're going to score at 1 inch all the way around. And I am not pressing hard, but you score it at 1 inch. Rotate, make sure you put it all the way up in the corner. Score it at 1 inch again. Rotate it again, making sure you get that corner in the side all the way up in there. 1 inch again. Rotate it your last time and do your last score. All right, and see how you get a nice line with that. Okay, is everybody caught up so far? That's all the scoring we have to do. Okay, those of you playing with us, am I free to go on, or do you need me to give you a few more minutes? I could say I could sing, but you wouldn't be here for long. Nancy, I made this box. I've made this box so many times and given away cards as a gift, and people love it. You can also make a top using DSP, but the dimensions are different. I like this one because it's the vellum, and it just makes it nice. The box, the one that goes on the top of the box, you have to play with it a little bit. Okay, nobody said anything, so I guess it's free. I'm free to go on. Now what we're going to take and do is we're going to take and we're going to score all those lines. And I will tell you, do not press hard on your vellum or you will crack it. All right, and then you do all four sides. So I kind of start the vellum. The vellum you have to treat a little bit more gently than the cardstock. All right, and that's why you need the hard or the heavy-duty vellum, because it can take this. You probably could get away with just using your hand to do it. In fact, I think that's what I did, is I did it with my hand first and then went over it very lightly with the bone folder. So I got my lines straight. All right, now that we've got our box folded, now we're going to do, our lid, we're going to do our box. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold and burnish all four sides of your box. Tony, you doing okay? Do I need to waste a little time here? Because I know you were playing along. Anybody else playing along? No, I think Jenny wasn't. Pam said she didn't get her stuff done. Nancy, are you playing along or are you just watching? All right, the next thing you're going to need. Okay. Tony, are you okay? Thumbs up. Can I go on or do I need to wait a little bit? Okay. All right. Now we're going to take and we're going to make our box. What you're going to do is you have this line, this scoring line here. You want to take and you want to cut up on the inside edge of that line. See how? Let me bring it up. Of course, I have to wait till it catches up. I've cut inside that line. So you're cutting on that closer to the long piece. See how I've cut it? Then what you want to do is you want to take your scissors and you want to notch it. So you're cutting at an angle from the top down and taking out a section. That makes your box edge lay really nice because you've got some wiggle room. If you don't cut it, it gets bunched up in here. All right, now we're going to take this piece and we're going to cut on the inside of it also. So the side farthest from the edge, and cut up, and then notch it. Cut out a piece. So now your one end should look like this. Your notches may be smaller, larger, it doesn't matter. After you do this one side, flip it around, and we're going to do the same thing, making sure you cut inside that score line. So basically what you're doing is you're cutting that score line out. And then again on the other side, cut inside the score line all the way up to the other line and notch it again. And I moved my scissors and I got a piece I got to trim. All right. And if that happens, you can close your box up like this. Get your pieces on the outside. I'm going to show you how to fix a mistake. All right. And see how I've got this extra? Just take your scissors and cut it right off, because if not, it'll hang out. All right. Now your box should look like this. All four sides are cut. What I do is I pull my two flaps down and I put glue. You want a strong adhesive for this. Snail will not hold up. If you have some of the fast fuse, that would work. Or if you have some of the tear and tape, that would work. I'm using glue just because it's easier and it gives a little. And you want to pull your sides up and in and match your edges so you have a nice edge to your box. Hold it a few seconds for the glue to grab, and then go do the same thing on the other side. All right, there you go. All right, this is what happens if you don't cut your cardstock straight. You know, every once in a while it slips or something. All right, now to do this one, we're going to do the same thing, but to make it easy, pull your flaps inside, add your glue, and do the same thing again. Fix the one side, hold it in place till it catches, and then do the other side. And you're going for 90-degree angles, but by cutting out that wedge on it, it doesn't butt up against the score line in there, and it lays nice. If you don't, it kind of buckles and everything. So there's the box. Wasn't that easy? You know what? I showed you inside and you couldn't see it. Let's see if I can do it again. I tried to show you where the notch was. There it is. Now you can see it. See how there's a little space there? It helps to have that little space there. All right, set your box aside. We're going to do the same thing with the vellum. You're going to cut up just inside your score line, and then you're going to cut away, and this one is a little harder, so you have to be careful you don't cut your other piece, and then notch it like so. All right, so it looks like that. Then you move to the other side, cut just along your score line to the inside, and then notch it again. All right, so now we've got one side done. This one folds up easy because it's just the vellum. Once it gets to that point, it you know, folded, it just stays that way. Do the same thing on the other end. Fold on your score line, fold it up and notch it again. And the same thing on this side. Cut inside your score line and notch it. All right, there we go. All four sides are done. And again, we're going to use our Tombow. I'm going to use the Tombow glue. Use whatever you want. This will show there's no way around it. They do make a vellum adhesive that I have, but it's not sturdy enough to hold up. So I just use the glue because it's not something anybody really pays attention to when you take it out. You may have to hold this a little bit longer than normal to get that glue to stick, because this is a slick surface. It doesn't like to stick. I may have missed a fold a little bit. See how I'm off some? But that's okay. It'll still work. Then do the same thing on the other end. Get your flaps on the inside because it's just easier than trying to get that flap with the glue to the inside that you can take and stick it down. All right. Then what you want to do is join your sides like so. Hold it a few seconds. Go to the other side. Stick it down. Hold it a few seconds. Just long enough for that glue. Hi Marie, how are you? So glad you made it in. All right. Once you've held it and it's grabbed, it's not going to let go, but this is a slick surface and it doesn't like to grab. So then look at this. Look at that. Now it will go all the way down because there's nothing holding it up. That's why the cards are good. And to do the belly band, it kind of helps. I'll do that too, Pam, but you know what? In my move, I have no clue where my mini clothespins are that we had. They're packed somewhere. All right. Belly band time. Isn't this going to be gorgeous? I just love this paper with Mossy Meadow. All right. This piece is actually 2 inches by 7 inches. And there's no scoring on this. Oh, running errands in the heat, not good. Okay, what you want to do is you want to overlap these some. So what I usually do is I put glue on one edge, and here's the key. You want these to match up your sides. All right, so I put this on there. Make sure it's matched up so that you get a good straight edge, at least on the back. All right. And now comes the tricky part. It'll be a little bit easier with this in there because you can get your hand underneath. When it's like this, the cards, it's hard to get your hand underneath. This is on the back. I'm going to make sure it's grabbed because if I do it too soon, it's not going to stick. So if you're making some of these, you might want to do this part first. I should have. I didn't even think of it. But I'll give it a few seconds. I'll try it. This is your bottom. So you put your box on, and then what I usually do is I pull up, and I don't know if you can see, but what I did was I pulled up and then I ran my finger along here to crease it some. Okay, keep your box straight and your paper straight, because if not, this belly band won't fit. Now you don't want this really tight. Give it some wiggle room and do the same thing on this side. I pulled up and I'm just kind of running my finger against it. So it should look like this. Then you're going to take and you're going to overlap the 2 of these. And what I usually do is I again use my edge to give me a little bit of a crease. Not hard or you'll bend this down. Just enough that these will meet in the middle. And you see it doesn't overlap much because you don't want it to overlap too much because you're going to hide it with your flour. All right? Oh, hi, Mona. Don't worry about being late. I know we all got so much going on in the summer. I'm just glad you made it in. All right? And now we're going to take and we're going to join the top. So I add some glue. And then what you want to do is make sure it grabs a little bit and then slide it. Make sure it's not too tight. If it is, loosen this, take it apart real quick and loosen it. And there's your belly band. And that looks upside down, so, you know, doesn't matter. When you put it in, turn it around. Now, I don't have any ribbon that matches our new colors other than the new in colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some retired Whisper White. It's the, it's the Stitch Satin ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's so nice. And I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there in the center. And I'm going to put this ribbon right there, and I'm going to press it down, but I'm not going to leave my finger there, because if you do, your finger's going to stick. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to give it a few seconds so that it grabs really good. And while it's grabbing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this around, and I'm pulling this tight enough that it's tight around the box, but not tight enough like this that it's pulling the edges in. So you want this tight around the box. So I'm checking my edges and making sure I don't have any extra space. And then I'm going to take my ribbon scissors and I'm going to cut this edge. And I cut it at an angle so that it doesn't fray on me. I'm going to take another thing of glue, stick it in there, and again, this is the key. Make sure you pull it tight enough that it's going to be tight around your box. And then I'm going to let that sit. This is off a little bit, but you know what? Once you put the ribbon on, nobody sees it. And now I'm going to do the flower. So I've got that. I'm going to let that sit. I don't want to play with it because I don't want it to come apart. I chose to use the Blushing Bride for the flower. Isn't this going to be gorgeous? I love these colors with this paper. I really struggle with this paper getting colors to match. This is a retired punch. You can use any large punch you have. And what you need to do is you need to punch out one of those. I never get rid of my punches. I use them all the time because there's so much you can do with it. Then you're going to take, this is the pansy punch, and you need 2 of these, and I did not grab enough. I grabbed for 1, so let me go grab another piece real quick because you need 2 of those. All right, I got another piece. Here we go. All right. And punch out a second one. And then for the top, I have the Petite Petals punch. It is retired, yes, also, but I'm using it, and I'm going to punch out one of those. So I have that. Now, time to put our flower together. I use my pokey tool, and I take and I put it right in the center of this one, and I curl it just a tiny bit. You don't want to rip that paper, but you want to give some bend to it so that the flower looks a little bit more realistic. So you can see how it's bent. I'll have to wait and see if it comes up. And then you're going to do the rest all the way around. So you're just kind of curling that flower up. And this can be done, there's another punch. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That would work also. And I don't even remember what the name of it is. This one. You could do this one too, and you can still curl these. You just put it in the middle and curl, curl it a little. So that one would work too if you had that punch and you don't have the other one that I have. Okay. After you've curled that one, take your pansies and curl those up all the way around. And it's okay if they curl that way. By the time you push it down on your box, they'll have a little bit of movement. And then the same thing with your Petite Petals. Curl it ever so slightly so you have some movement in all your petals. All right, now you need dimensionals. And we're going to put this together with a bunch of dimensionals. Start with your pansy, and on the back, if you have yours as full ones, you can do it. I cut mine in half and I layer it this way so that I get 2 wide edges there. All right, and I've got glue on my finger so it's sticking to me. And then you want to put this, and what I do is I try to line up these petals in the middle of there. They don't all line up, but I get it hidden as much as I can and press it down. Do the same thing with this one. And push it down. And this time, make sure you offset your petals. So go in between the other ones, put it there, press it down, take your petite petals. This one only needs 1/2 of one in the back. Stick it down and put it in the middle. And again, I take the points and try to line it up with those, just because it gives it a little bit of interest. It's not laying on top. And there it is. Now, if you wanted to sponge the edges of these, you can. Let me get my pearls out. I thought I had grabbed them, but apparently I didn't. So let me get my pearls. We're going to put a pearl in the middle. And by that time, the box should be, that glue should have grabbed enough. And I'm using a big pearl right in the middle. Isn't that a pretty flower? Makes a great flower on a card. I love punching flowers for cards. And then we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to add a couple of dimensionals. And this time I'm going to do 3, and I'm going to go around the outside edges and do the last one. And then I'm going to take the backs off. Don't you just love watching me? This is upside down. I just realized that. No, maybe it's not. I don't know. I can never figure it out. And then this goes here. And what I try and do is I try and take those and put it right over top of that seam so that it hides that seam. There you go. That's all there is to it. See, this one, because it's still a little loose, you really have to pull it. I would say, if you're going to do this, put the one on, let it dry an hour or so, and then come back and you can really pull that other piece. But it doesn't affect it. The key is making sure you can get that belly band off. So there it is, ladies. What do you think? You can fill it up with all kinds of flowers. Listen to me, cards. And so easy. It's not hard at all to do. And as you can see, this one, like I said, there's probably room for 7 cards. There's 6, I think, is what I put in here. If your cards have a lot of embellishments on it, and I'm going to show you these. These don't go with this. I just grabbed cards I had done. My cards don't have a lot of embellishments on them. You don't want them to be real tall, for lack of a better term. See, there's some dimensionals, but there's not. I think that one might be the one that is the highest. But see, there's like 6 cards in there, and it fits, so you could probably do 7, but if you put too many dimensionals on it, you're not going to get as many cards in there. So keep your cards simple and put them in there. You probably could get more if they were even one layer with, you know, very little dimensionals. And get your belly band on, and there's, like I said, there's a trick to doing this. You have to do the bottom first and then get it in. Hold on, Pam, let me see. They're on, Marie, they're on my a post earlier. This one, Pam, is this the card? That's the only yellow one that I see in here. Yes, okay. This is the black and white washi tape. This is the Share What You Love DSP. This is Beautiful Bouquet, and I don't know if this is Beautiful Bouquet or Jar of Love, but it's one of those with framelits. That's all there is to it. But this is washi tape. And then, like I said, that's the DSP. And I just ran the two of them down there on a white card, attached it, and then did my flowers. So, but that's it. Super quick, super easy. Okay. All right. Sometimes you have to, I try to get the bottom in because you can't see that. And if I have to, I'll pinch this top piece in and it'll slide on. It does go on fairly easy. Of course, I say that now I'm struggling. See, I just kind of bend this out. Oh, well, thanks, Marie. All right, there you go, ladies. What do you think? Great card, huh? Or box. How many are going to make a box this week? I want to see them. Post them. All right, let me get ready and flip this up. Hopefully you won't get dizzy. And I won't be upside down, which I'm not. I always try to hide it. Oh, you're quite welcome, Nancy. I love sharing my ideas. And, you know, there's always tips and hints we can all learn. And it's so nice to just share so that we can have some fun. I sure hope I see lots of boxes this week from you guys. Don't have to fill it, but make your boxes so you got them when you make your cards. Pam, you're still struggling with that class. You need to contact me, girlfriend. I'll help you out. My suggestion, when you do your cards for your box, I just grab cards for this. I will go through my stash and I will find cards that match it. So I'll find cards that use this DSP or that has the Mossy Meadow in there. So I try and match them up. Where's the box that I had before? It was this one that I had. I'm looking for the cards. They're here somewhere. I was going to show you the cards and how I made sure they matched. I think I did the box first and then I started making cards and I can't even find the cards now. Shoot. Oh, here they are. Nope, that's not it. I thought it was them. They're here on this mess. If you could see my desk. Oh my goodness. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. But that's what I try and do. And there is the top for this one somewhere on this desk also, is match the cards to the box so that it goes together. It just kind of coordinates a little bit better and looks so nice. See, so I've got 3 boxes right here. And I have cards for this one. I just got to go look through my stash and see what I can find to go with the other 2. So I've got the black one done. And then these 2 I will find. Oh, Pam. Still dealing with the septic. My guy came out and looked at it, called me, we talked on the phone. He says, I don't replace or repair the top. I do a whole new septic and tie it into your lines. I'm not doing that. There's nothing wrong with my septic system. So he wouldn't give me a letter saying that there's no reason to repair it. To replace it or repair it. I've been here 14 years. That septic system's been here 14 years. I've had no issues. It happened during construction of the house when a big heavy equipment drove over my septic tank and cracked it. So that's where I stood. So I got on the phone. I called a friend of mine who used to be a plumber. I said, this is the problem. Who do you have? I found a guy. He's coming tomorrow. He said he just did this same, he just replaced a top for a septic system last week locally. And I am praying he can do it. I hope he can repair it. But if he can't, then I'll replace it because I can't sell the house because it hasn't passed and it won't pass. So I'm crossing my fingers with this one because this is my last hurdle. I have to get over it. Mona, I hope you do some of these for Christmas card gifts. People, you know, ladies love getting these cards because they can be used at any time. Fill it with birthday cards. You know, make one and use birthday paper, birthday DSP around it, and still put a flower on it, or do some candles and stick on there. We had a candle in a framelit years ago, but you can layer some candles across the top instead of a flower and all. So, or if you're really adventuresome, you can make a cake to put on top. Oh, thank you, Pam. I really need all the prayers I can get at this point, because this is my last hurdle and I have to get it this way. If I can't get a pass, I can't sell the house to anybody until it's done. So he did ask when my closing date was, and I told him, which is 2 weeks away. And he goes, oh, so it could be a little tight. So I'm hoping that he can repair it, because if he can repair it, no problem. It'll be done and over with and gone, so to speak. But we'll see. So keep your fingers crossed for me. Keep me in your prayers, your thoughts this week, and say, come on, help Robbie out. Help Robbie out. Get her straight, because I don't have any other choice. And I've got boxes sitting everywhere now. So if we put the house back, if I have to put the house back on the market a couple of months when I can find somebody to fix it, I'm going to be living in boxes. I'm tired of living in boxes. Out of boxes, I have to tell you. All right, ladies, it's getting late, and I know you guys all have tons to do. I so appreciate. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Marie. I so appreciate you guys coming in. I've done this so many times by myself, and I know everybody can, you know, you just keep doing it and people watch it, but it's nice to have people here to give you feedback. So I so appreciate your coming in, and please feel free to make a box and share it. So have a good evening, guys. Bye.